guys, I'm Vanessa and welcome back to the channel. So for today's video I'm going to be doing a reaction, and this one is to The Matrix Don't Want You to Know This, and it's with Andrew Tate. So without further ado,
even when I was going to school and they're sitting there going, you're not going to get a good job if you don't get good grades, I was the one sitting there going, you're a liar, shut up. I just knew the teacher was lying. I knew school was bullshit. I knew college was bullshit. I knew university was a lie. I always knew it was a trick, and I didn't truly understand things to the level I understand them now. But I had an intrinsic understanding, and I think everybody does. If you're in a gas station and it's 3 in the morning and a Lambo pulls up and a guy gets out of it, you're thinking criminal, drug dealer, gangster. Yeah. You're not thinking, he has a uni degree. Because you're not going to think that. So when you see money, people don't even associate the money they see with university. But then they go, I want to make money, so I go to university. It doesn't make sense. So school's a scam.
I mean, you have to think about this logically as well. As much as you're saying school is a scam, you're going to turn up to a hospital, right? What doctor are you going to go to? Are you going to go to the doctor that says school is a scam? The doctor who has no education? Or are you going to go to a doctor that was very well educated and versed in the topic and spent not only years studying but years practicing? And are you going to drive a car that was made by someone who was not properly trained, someone who never went to school to learn engineering, or very little educational background on the topic? I know a lot of the cars you drive, the houses you got built were built by architects that had university degrees. The jet planes that fly you around, all those pilots had to get university degrees or pilot flying school degrees. So school is not a scam, in my opinion. The school has its function. I know there's some irrelevant things that may happen, but in total, grouping all schools together, I do not think that's necessarily a good thing to say school is a scam, because everything that we have functioning now is necessary. YouTube, for example, I mean, people can drop out of school just to become YouTubers or social media persons, but the internet itself took education, and education is necessary for us humans. Education is building on knowledge. What becomes bad or what will pull us back is when we decide to stop getting educated, because I believe that it is building on education that has allowed us to reach where we are, and it is continuing education which will allow us to evolve further. So perpetuating that education is a scam, I think that is dangerous. What he could say is that saying education to some degree is not for everyone. You can choose your route. Some of you, it might not be school, but nonetheless calling it a total scam completely is not a good thing. And even the advances we have in medicine while we're living longer and all of those things are because of education. The internet we have, the phone he's using, the recording system, the whole microphone he's speaking on, the car he drove to where he went there, it's all because of education. So saying that school is a scam is...
It was all a lie. Guys, it was all a lie.
It's the biggest scam on earth. The reason it's a scam is because it operates in a vacuum. It operates in a vacuum because it cannot be fairly compared to any other service. So you can get a loan for school, but you can't use that money for anything else. Because if they were to open it up and put the school, the education system, into the fair market of capitalism, it would fail. If I were to give you 100 grand and say you can get a degree, or you can buy a crypto, or you can start your own business, or you can do anything you want with it, who's gonna choose a degree? Nobody! So they say you can only get the money if you use it for education, which allows it to operate inside of a vacuum. Because it operates inside of a vacuum, it is one of the few things on the planet which is allowed to be non-competitive. It's not competitive against any other investment. Everyone knows that. But you can only get the money for that, so you can't get the money to invest in anything else, so you end up doing it, learning something that is outdated, slow to learn. It doubly inflates. There's more degrees every single year, meaning the value of a degree decreases, and the price goes up every single year.
What I agree with here is that the cost of education in most countries is overpriced, and I think that there should be more done to reduce it. And also in some cases I think school is made to be difficult for some students to an extreme. For example, you should check the video out that shows why Finland schools outperform most other countries across the developed world. In that video, they showed how the school system is set up in such a way that students spend a significantly less time in school compared to other countries, yet still the students are able to outperform most of the developed countries. Yeah, I think you should go ahead and check that one out.
Competitive against any other investment. Everyone knows that. But you can only get the money for that. So you can't get the money to invest in anything else. So you end up doing it, learning something that is outdated, slow to learn. There's more, it doubly inflates. There's more degrees every single year, meaning the value of a degree decreases. And the price goes up every single year. So it's worth less each year. It costs more year on year. There's no other industry where you can even get away with that. You get wrecked, except for the educational system. I think everybody knows that the system and the path they lay out for you.
I mean, what you could differentiate there is just encouraging people to get degrees that you can use. And people change their mind sometimes. Sometimes you get a degree and it's not necessarily in the field that you want, so you end up not using it. Or you get a degree in a field that's oversaturated and you also end up not being able to use it because there's just so many other competitors for the same job. Nonetheless, getting a degree is not for everyone nowadays because there's just so many other opportunities. But telling everyone not to get a degree is a very dangerous thing, especially for a society like ours with so much diversity in people. I think people should just really think wisely about what they want, and a degree doesn't always have to involve like going to school the traditional way. There's like tons of different routes that you can go to advance yourself just to learn more, and it does not necessarily have to include a degree, but overall genuinely just educating yourself on any topic and being a contributor to knowledge is essentially the best thing to do.
It's not a path that's going to lead to where you want to be. And I didn't know what the other path was, but that intrinsic distrust for the system and that distrust for the things they wanted me to do made me search for other avenues. And then I found them, right? And if you speak to the people who are richest, if you speak to the people you know, this is for everyone at home as well, if you speak to the people you know who have the most money and go up to them and say, hey, what made you rich? None of them say school. It's bullshit, right? So it's all indoctrination.
And to add to this, Forbes found that 84% of the richest 400 Americans hold a bachelor's degree or higher, compared to just 33% of American adults. And also, what I have seen is that a lot of these millionaires or billionaires who haven't completed college, they actually have started though and have attained a level of higher education that has helped to propel them to where they are. And even if they do not use their degrees, a lot of their employees also have had to have degrees to help the business that they are running achieve the level of success it has or continue to keep the business afloat and grow. I mean, for example, they'll need things like lawyers, accountants, project managers that have had a certain level of education in order to handle certain projects.
So I knew it was indoctrination, and for that reason, I was always searching. And if you're searching, you're going to find.
When you're talking about school and wealth, that's one thing I needed to add to. You can have different types of wealth. You can have a wealth of education, and you can have monetary wealth. And if you're educated and you have monetary wealth, especially depending on the field that you're educated in, like you're educated in investment, like Warren Buffett, and you learn to invest, that's a very good combination. But say you have a lot of money and you're very stupid, there's not a lot that's going to be coming from that. So it's good to have a balance of the two. And you don't necessarily have to be say school, because school in itself is just an institutional name. There's a lot of different ways. People are homeschooled or taught different things. So if you can just take the title school out of it, but in general being educated is good. That was an interesting watch. Now I have shared my thoughts and opinions on it. Yeah, I think he did bring a couple of valid points. Of course, there's some things that I agree with and some things that I don't agree with, and that's just like we're all different human beings. We're all a product. For me, what I think is we're a product of socialization. We've been indoctrinated by different ideas, and he has his own ideas, and so do I. Some of his ideas I agree with, and some of them I do not. Nonetheless, these are just my opinions, and I would love to hear your thoughts below. What do you think of my thoughts, and what do you think of his, and what are the things that you agree with, and what are the things that you disagree with? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Until then, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.